All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. In this episode, we are doing Lethal Weapon. By the time this comes out, will our show have already come out and I'm sending them to the date? What do you guys think about episode 1 of our new show, Special Forces: The Next Generation? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Actually, you probably won't be seeing this one for a while because the whole season would have shown.
What do you think about the show in its entirety?
Yeah.
Pretty damn sick, right?
Right.
That
Awesome.
show was a 100% absolute labor of love. We've been working on this. We filmed it last August, I believe, August 2024. And so you saw it came out in April. So, I mean, that's a long time. A lot of that was editing. A lot of that was compiling footage. But a good portion of that was also waiting on the military to approve it and give us the go-ahead to actually release it. So
Yeah, that went up to all the bigwig generals and stuff.
it went up to a 4-star general.
Which is crazy.
Which there isn't many,
Yeah.
but it went all the way to the top. I'm pretty sure the president saw it at some point.
Oh, of course.
And pretty sure he loved it.
He's like, who are these guys?
I've seen a lot of documentaries.
This is the best.
I saw this, I said, wow.
What a documentary.
Oh, you're the worst Trump impressions ever.
It's awful.
But anyways, hey, if you guys like the shirts we're wearing, these are Barbell Apparel. You know that we've been talking about them for a while. They've been a sponsor of this channel for a long time. But we've actually been wearing their clothes for a long time as well. 100% I actually love their stuff. But check those guys out. They do have probably the best, most wild, crazy return and exchange policies you can imagine. If you rip their clothes, if you go up in size, you go down in size, whatever the case is, they will swap it out for you for free, and it's amazing. So check those guys out, barbellapparel.com. Check out the FNG line, which is our Chase Fear line that we have with them. That really helps us out as well, and I think it's just a dope-ass shirt that we got. We got these off. Sean's got the Chase Fear shorts on right now, too. We got the little logo on the side. So check them out, barbellapparel.com.
Bam! Let's jump into this episode. So just a little prep for Lethal Weapon. This is literally my first dream as a child. I was 12 years old. I watched this movie, and I was like, I want to be Briggs.
You mean the guy that wakes up naked in his trailer?
Smoking a cigarette?
Smoking a cigarette?
Yes.
That was your hero?
Yes. This is my first hero, dude.
Really shooting for the moon.
I know. I never forget, like, one of my aunt's friends was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, I want to be a cop and live on a trailer on the beach with my dog. And she's like, what? That's your aspirations?
Like,
that's
no,
what you
can
dream
be
of?
anything you want. You're like, I know.
I was like, I know. That's what I want to be. I want to be Briggs from Lethal Weapon 1. 100% honest to God, that's what I wanted to be. And now that I've watched this episode, I became him.
Dreams do come true, kids.
Yay! He was a Special Forces cop, prior Special Forces cop. So I watched this. I didn't know he was Special Forces when I watched this. When I was a kid, I just liked his lifestyle of sitting in his trailer all depressed with a gun, which rewatching that I was like, wow, this is a really unhealthy desire for a 12-year-old boy.
Well, we have woken up hungover in a very small trailer before. Just wasn't on the beach, it was in Montana.
Yeah. So
But I mean, you got to live your dream.
let's watch Mel Gibson play my childhood dream. Look at just the trailers on the beach. He's basically a bum.
Yeah.
I essentially wanted to be a bum when I grew up. Yeah, maybe you're coughing because you have a cigarette in your mouth while you're trying to sleep. How committed to smoking do you have to be?
You're smoking your sleep.
That you have to wake up and then light one and then go back to sleep. Riggs, that's what I said. Briggs, but it's Riggs.
Yeah.
Dude, the hair on him when he was young is insane. He went like this, and this is what dreams are made of.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So
unicorn
voluminous.
dust fell out of it when he did that. Dude, that was beautiful.
You know, they didn't have like special shampoos and stuff back then. That's all natural, baby.
Oh, he is a studly man.
He was probably using
back in the
that
day.
horse and mane.
Oh, bro. Just hopes and dreams coming out of that mane. That was beautiful. Mel Gibson. Lovely man. I wanted to be you.
This is Sean's hero right now.
Yeah, this is my hero when I was young.
Fangirling
Dude.
out over this guy.
I know. I loved it, dude.
This band ain't real. You ain't real. Well, we sure are. Who's the son of a bitch? You think I'm crazy? Yeah. I call him crazy, damn crazy.
Yeah.
That's a real bad number, real compliment. It's a real fucking gun. Okay, pal. Hey, no, this is in the third
Look at that. Oh, yeah, dude. That was sick. Oh, you did like the barrel hit, the turns. That was awesome.
Next time I go to the range, I have to try that and see
Yeah.
how easily or how much on target I can stay.
I'm like, excuse me, sir. I need lane 1, lane 2, and lane 3 because I'm actually going to combat roll over to lane 3 and shoot my target.
Just imagine you're immediately getting kicked off.
Yeah, he's
You're
like,
"Hey,
you gotta go. And I'm like,
You're outta
come
here."
on, dude.
It was cool though, right?
Hey,
It was rigs. I'm rigs.
I'm him. Did the combat roll, and then he rolled onto him, took his weapon while he was still holding security. My man was on.
These
it,
are like
bro.
some of the worst bad guys that you could have like put in a movie like this. Like who cast these buffoons?
But that was cool back then. They still respected police. They're like, you got us.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
they
not a
didn't-
real cop. You are a real cop.
You got me. They're not like just shooting him in the face and trying to kill everybody.
Be my guest. 9mm Beretta, takes 15 in the mag, 1 up the pipe, wide ejection port, no feed channels.
What you got in there?
4-inch Smith.
Come on, Danny Glover.
Sure, huh?
Come on, Roger Myrtto.
Is this the same scene that we saw in the other movie with
Yeah.
Ice Cube's son? He's like
Dude,
Glock, no
Glock,
safety.
No safety. That's where he got the inspiration from. He's like, Beretta, 15 in the chamber, 15 in the mag, 1 in the chamber, wide ejection port, no jams. Like, what are you talking about? The reality
Weirdo.
is, you handed me that and be like, 9mm Beretta, double action trigger, piece of crap, heavy.
I hate the
locking
Beretta.
blocks break.
Yep.
Completely hard to handle. A just ugly gun in every way.
All right, given the time, this was what, 86, 80, I don't know, late 80s? That was probably a cool gun.
Yeah, I guess.
Nowadays, I hate the Beretta.
Beretta's
Beretta
trash,
sucks.
dude. And all you guys like a lot of you guys in the comments are like, "Hey, Beretta's great, man." Like I bet you guys didn't use them as much as we used them.
Yeah, you
And
put
know-
1,000 rounds through a Beretta and see how many issues you have.
Yeah, and I don't understand what he's talking about. Wide ejection port. Like, what are you talking about? What is a wide
Is it
ejection
bigger
port?
than a normal ejection?
like-
It's all it has to do is put the 9mm out of it.
Like, what do you
Doesn't
mean?
need to be that
no
wide.
jams? Are you kidding me? No jams, dude? I used to stovepipe that thing all the
Yep.
time. And if you guys don't know stovepipe, it's because the failure to eject fast enough. So as it's cycling, it's supposed to eject and kick the cartridge out. But when it fails to do it fast enough, as it's going to kick out, the slide comes back and catches it. And so you'll have an empty cartridge sticking straight up out of the top of your slide, and we call that stovepiping. And it used to happen on those Berettas all the time. And then the locking blocks inside there would crack. That was like their main thing.
That was the main, yeah.
Every time someone brought a Beretta up to me, it's like, hey, it's not working. Like, your locking block's probably cracked on it. But you guys may like them, but if you just go to the range and shoot a couple rounds and, even 100 rounds, 200 rounds, everything's good. But when you're a team and this guy's shooting thousands and thousands of rounds, and then it gets passed down to this guy shooting thousands and thousands of rounds, and then passed on to this guy, we're the ones that really know if something's holding up because we're like destroying these things.
That's a durability test for
Yeah.
sure.
I've shot an M4 that couldn't hit the broadside of a barn because it had been shot out so bad by all the teams before me. They gave that thing to me and literally couldn't hit like 300 meters. I couldn't hit something this big. It was so shot out that I don't even know where the rounds were going. And then as soon as I swapped the barrels, dead nuts on.
Dude, I was so happy when my team switched over to the Glocks instead of the Berettas.
Oh, yeah,
I remember when I was a new guy, and this is probably one of my reasons for having a hatred for the Beretta like I do. A new guy on a team, I wasn't used to Berettas, and I remember we were doing something at the range, and it happened to me a couple times. I wound up getting smoked for it. Is I would put it back in my holster, but the hammer would be back. And I wasn't even realizing. I had no experience with this gun before. I didn't realize I was doing it. I remember he was like, "Hey, new guy." And you know that when somebody says new guy like that, you're like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." And then he just like points, and I'm just like, "Oh Oh no, I did it again. But I mean, that's dangerous because I could have also shot myself in the leg.
Yeah.
You know, it could have went off or something. But I absolutely despise that gun.
Yeah, Glocks are the way to go.
Glocks are so much easier. They're so much better. Low maintenance. I can't even tell you the last time I cleaned one of my Glocks.
When I go to buy a gun, like I honestly don't even consider anything else. I'm just like, which Glock am I going to get, and what am I going to do to it? Am I going to keep it stock? Am I going to go full Gucci? Am I going to do some modifications? Because that's another video that we should do, and we'll probably do, is what modifications you should do to a Glock and what modifications you should absolutely avoid. And I tested that in the police academy when I shot thousands. I'm talking about thousands of pistol rounds through my Glock, and I tried every single modification, and some of them absolutely failed me, and I would never recommend anybody doing. And one of them is an extended mag release. People love those extended mag releases, but as you get better at shooting, your grip gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and I found myself at the range getting such a nice tight grip that my mag would drop out. And then rounds flying everywhere. It was so embarrassing. So I switched that out, but luckily the guys at the Denver Police Academy, their firing range, super awesome dudes. So they were just like, hey bro, you're special forces, you know what you're doing, you need to try out your equipment here. So it was like a no judgment zone. They're like, yeah, you made a mistake, fix it, change out that, go back to stock. Because they're all like, hey, stock is better. And I was all like, Gucci's better. So they're like, you do you, and figure out what you like and what you don't like. And I really appreciate them for that. Because then I have things I did like, and then things that, like that where I was like, I will never do this in the field.
There's a lot of things that are good ideas in theory, or they're good ideas in the short term, but once you start putting things really through their paces, it really starts to mess up and it fails you.
Do you wanna? I want to do it. Look, he's not connected at all. I love that scene, dude. It's just so cool. He's a cowboy.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was like, man, Riggs don't care, bro. Riggs is doing what Riggs want to do. And then I love this too. Like, I feel like this was a little real, this next part, when Myrtto comes up and puts his hands on him. Watch this.
He's trying to kill me. You see that? He's out of his mind. He's crazy. He's trying to kill me. He's out. Oh, my God. Those are my cuts. I want them back. Don't you touch me. Hey, what the fuck you just do?
Dude. I love that, dude. When he comes up, grab me, he goes, don't you touch me. Like, he had a real PTSD moment, man. Riggs was in the zone, bro. He was like, don't you touch me. That got real. Then they became friends after, but at first, dude, that actor was about to sock him, bro.
I mean, he's all keyed up right now. He just jumped off the roof. He's like, he's all squirrely.
Like, don't you touch me. He did some kung fu hands.
Man, just got a rush.
I was like, dang, you're awesome, Riggs.
I can see how, as a kid, you're looking up to this guy.
Yeah, he's the coolest, dude.
Yeah, he's got some flaws, but who doesn't, right?
Right.
Like, he's real.
I'm a kid over here just broken out of my mind. Like, my childhood sucks. I know that, like, if I can grow up to be anything resembling a successful person, it's a long shot, and I've done well. So this is like, this guy's got a job, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not looking at graduating school. This guy's
He's
the
a Green
epitome
Beret,
of cool.
He's a cop. He's jumping off roofs.
Oh, he's the best.
Living
dude.
on the beach.
Yeah. The smiley face on this handle. Look at oh man, stop doing it.
It's like, have you ever shot a gun before?
Dude, first of all, I don't think he's ever shot a gun. And second of all, I think they actually went to the range for this scene.
Yeah.
Because that's why he's flinching so hard, is because they're actually shooting.
Yeah.
I would think. I never look it up. I don't know for sure. But if I were to guess, they're actually shooting, and these guys have never shot before.
Oh, if those are not real, he's not reacting like that.
Yeah.
That's somebody, like, we've all gone to the range with people for the first time, and that's somebody that is new to shooting, 100%.
They're not used to the flinch. Gun. They get scared, and he's just cranking them out.
Look cool.
And like closing his eyes. I mean, that's the worst display of shooting I've ever seen. And then the fact that it comes back and it's in a smiley face, like, no.
This guy's like, I took a guy out at 1,000 yards in Nam. Like, no. Only, 3 or 4 people in the world could make that shot? You're not shooting like this, man. No.
And then he holds it like this. Like, it's such an old school cop thing, is to do the hand to the bottom of the gun. Freeze! Like, no, dude. He ain't supporting anything. When you hold your hand like that, there's no counter force to your pressure. You're just essentially allowing your hand to go up from the recoil.
What do I do with my hand? I don't know. Cut the balls.
So that's just terrible.
That's horrible mechanics, all of it.
This is what I was talking about when we were watching SCP.
Dollhouse? When they just went across the lighted front yard?
Yeah, they went a lighted front yard across the lawn. This is how cops will do it. Like, you need to get in. Obviously, everyone, when they're looking out front, they're going to be looking through the windows, they're going to be seen outside. I get it, SCP is like dealing with ghosts and stuff, so it's not exactly the same tactics. But if we're talking about policing and how we're going to approach a house, that's a good way to do it, is you need to move fast and get close to the house so that way you can start using cover and concealment.
They didn't go straight across the yard. Right. They got at least somewhat off to the side so the windows aren't directly in front of them.
They turned their lights off. They didn't park in front of the house. They didn't slam their doors when they're getting out. They stayed low and they ran to their house as fast as possible to get cover and concealment.
Yeah,
That's how you do it as a cop. If it's like a super tactical situation where you're going in. Otherwise, cops tend to prefer to just stay out and move in systematically if you can. But there were so many times when my partner GP and I we're doing everything on our own, right? Because you don't know that you need backup until you really need backup. So there'd be times when I'm like, hey dude, you want to check out that abandoned house? We've been getting calls that there's squatters in there. And he's like, sure, let's do it. We're not going to call for backup. We're just checking out an abandoned house. And then all of a sudden we find dudes with guns in there. And then it turns sketchy real quick. By the time I was by myself, and I pull up to this kid, this rookie, and he's like, hey, dude, I really want to get dope. Like, can we go find some, show me the areas where the dope's at? And I was like, yeah. So I've been kind of looking for this one guy, and I'll take you where he's at, and we'll see if we can ask around and see if we can find him. And I pull up. I've never been able to find this guy. I think I told you this story before. And I take that rookie with me. He's following me in his car. And we pull up, and no joke, the dude's sitting there. And I was like, yes. I was like, that's him that I'm talking about. That's the drug dealer. And he's like, all right. And we go, and we're like, hey, man, you need to step up, come talk with us. He's like, nope. And he grabs this girl and holds her hostage. And he goes to grab his gun and drops it on the floor. And I was like, gun, he's got a gun. And I'm calling for backup. So it's like all of a sudden, me and this rookie, granted, I was a rookie too, but he was just more rookie. Me and this rookie are just in it. Like, there we are. So you don't know you're going to be in it. 0 to 100 real quick. 0 to 100 like that. You're just going to look at an area, nothing's going to happen. And now we have a hostage situation with a gun involved. So that's what policing is. You don't know you're going to be in it, and all of a sudden you're knee deep in it.
Yeah, that's wild.
One of the guys, I was at the station, and unfortunately I just decided I was going to talk to the sergeant that day. And another rookie and a sergeant were like going to look for this wanted suspect. And the mom's like, oh, he's not here. He hasn't been here. And there was a attic space. So like, he's not here. He's never been here. He's not here. So the sergeant's like, hey, go check out the attic space and just make sure, clear it. Just routine, no big deal. So he drops down in the attic space. Dude's sitting there with a freaking rifle. Boom, boom, boom. Shoots the rookie right in his guts. And luckily his vest, which is, he bought an oversized vest a little bit, and it absolutely saved his life. He had a ton of surgeries and stuff, but it like destroyed his stomach, but it didn't kill him.
Jeez.
And his vest stopped it, and then he had to get yanked. He was like, get me out of here. And they had to like yank him out.
Damn.
I'm getting the call, like we're all getting the call, like shots fired, police shooting. And I was like, of course. And it's right in my area. So of course the time that I stayed to talk to the sergeant, it happens, because now I have to get from my precinct all the way down there. So I'm doing 90. Every cop is doing 90 in the whole city to get to him. And then the guy did not live out of that situation.
I wouldn't imagine that he would.
No.
Jeez, that's a nightmare. That's such a tough job, dude.
I realized this was gonna last so long.
I know.
Eventually, we're gonna get
It's
to
still
it.
going.
It's
The music is still building.
all right, Hans Zimmer, calm down. The helicopter. I love the helicopter. All right, so this is essentially a tactically impossible situation. You're in Victorville, which is right next to my hometown. So if it didn't get any closer to my childhood, I'm from Phelan. This is in Victorville, which if you're looking at a map, it's poop. Northeast is more poop, and then some more poop, and that's our area. And that's where Abel and I are from. I'm sorry if you're from there, but you guys know. Come on.
They're like, yeah, we get it.
Hey, we get it, right? It's not great. And so you're in a completely flat desert. You have a ton of dudes, and you have a helicopter for Overwatch. So rigs sneaking off to be a sniper position ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, where are you gonna sneak off to hide in a bush in the middle of the desert where a helicopter is not gonna see you?
Well, he found the one bush, at least.
You found that one bush, and you're not gonna see the little legs poking out that bush.
You just see his
In a
hair just
helicopter.
glistening and
Yeah.
flowing in the wind.
It's just like rainbows are coming out of the back of that.
You're like,
mane.
yeah, that's a handsome bush.
I'm like, that bush is really turning me on. I don't know why.
It's just a strange show. It's just a
Freudian slip,
oh,
maybe? I don't know.
oh man. This is also just a weird show of force too. Like the helicopter flying in formation with the weird limo and the SUV. And how many miles have they been doing this over the desert?
Right.
Like it's taking them minutes to get there.
This helicopter's a bit excessive.
He's like, I'm gonna do circles. I'm also gonna fly super low level.
But they're so committed to using the helicopter, just wait for the next scene. It gets better.
Yeah, I ran into some of those shadow company pussies in Saigon in about 69.
You did you?
All right. Don't get me. When I saw this is awesome. I was like, oh, the helicopter is like bouncing off the car. But now you watch it like tactically, the car takes off with his daughter in it, and he goes, go get her. And you're sending a helicopter to go get her. You're in the desert. What are you going to do?
I'd turn.
Bro, just turn the car. You're driving straight, and the thing's just following you. Like, if you're driving down the street, if you're going to do like a helo interdiction, you can pull the helo down and block off the path, but you also want to have a gun so they don't just kamikaze you.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to kill them and to stop them if they're just gonna run into you. But you just like following him. He's like, well, what do we do now?
Tap the roof.
I don't know, bump him,
Break the sunroof. What do you-
smash, smash. Like, dude, you're gonna crash that helicopter and you're all gonna die for what?
I don't know.
And she's just like too afraid to not go. I'm gonna go left.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drive away from the helicopter
Dude,
that chased me.
80s and 90s action movies loved helicopters.
They loved them.
always had a helicopter, no matter what.
True Lies, dude.
That's
Yeah,
the one I was
True
thinking.
Lies.
Yeah, they're hanging from the
out, yeah.
helicopter and the keys. Like, they loved including helicopters. I'm sure helicopter pilots back then were making bank.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, it's an old, like, antiquated industry.
Yeah, no one
Like,
cares
come
about
on.
helicopters anymore.
You want to have a helicopter in the movie? It's like, nah, we're good.
Nah. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. See you
ya.
on the next one. Peace.